You know the drill. Hot chocolate and stacking the micros.
I was up pretty early today, but I had to run to the store to get some hot chocolate making supplies. Just logging in now a little bit after 9 o'clock. I'm just checking out the reaction from the 8:30 news. We dropped down right off of this previous day VWAP close. This blue dashed line, this is part of the MMT Ultimate VWAP indicator. Looks like we got a decent drop off there. Got some single bar divergence on this candle with point of control down under the wick. We broke higher, we just popped back up to the 20 SMA. This is the 5-minute chart. I've got my standard go-to setup here, the 1-minute chart, 5-minute chart, and 60-minute chart. Looks like we had a bit of an overnight sell-off there. It might be a pretty wild day with the Supreme Court decision coming out supposedly sometime around 10 a.m. Definitely going to try and be cautious around that time. We just came down to this previous point of control, this blue dashed line, bounced right back up to the 20 SMA, 20 points. This is part of the MMT key levels indicator. We rejected twice off of this previous day point of control. Check out this 5-minute candle, big bottom wick, point of control down on the wick. We had a big sell imbalance get stuck down here at the bottom, trapped those sellers, had a nice pop back up. The double Heikin-Ashi from the FLOWSTACK turned green back here on this candle. Got a nice little ride up there. Delta's been steadily increasing. With the FLOWSTACK, you can look for confluence between multiple different instruments or time frames on conditions like the Heikin-Ashi being bearish or bullish across all of your selected instruments and time frames, or delta or volume or body size or moving averages, all kinds of things. 15 seconds until the New York Open here. We got some buy imbalances here at 60. If we break above 60, just grabbed a pivot point bounce. Came right down to the S2 pivot, bounced up over 15 points. Didn't really want to hold on to it too long with all this negative delta coming in. Got a washout signal back here. We're trying to pop up above all these sell imbalances. That's bullish. Bunch of positive delta coming in. We had this imbalance signal since pretty much the beginning of the candle. Oh, that was a terrible fill. That was the worst fill. I tried to get it right as we were breaking above the 20 SMA, and I was also remembering that big imbalance we had at 60 earlier on in the morning. I was thinking if we broke that, probably get a 10-point pop up, which we just did. We broke the 60 level. We just popped up to 80, 20 points. We had all systems go, green on green action, tons of positive delta coming in. This washout signal back here, a couple of imbalance signals to the upside, breaking above the 20. Just popped up to VWAP and the S1 pivot, getting a little hold up here. Nice rejection off of VWAP and the S1 pivot, little double key level there. So I think my trading plan for today is to watch the markets for the next 10 minutes or so, and then around 9:50, go make my second cup of hot chocolate, try to stay out of the markets for 10 minutes, wait for this supposed Supreme Court decision. They actually release it today. Got my cup of hot chocolate. Ready for the action. We've just been bouncing back and forth between S2 pivot and whole number here. Just a couple minutes. See what happens. Cheers. I got into a little long back here, but I hopped out for just a point or two. We had all these imbalance signals building up, and then the double Heikin-Ashi on the FLOWSTACK started to go bullish. We started getting some decent delta coming in. There was a big imbalance up at 80 that I'd been eyeing for a while. I was thinking if we broke that, we were going to pop up 10 points. And we started to push up towards that 80 level. I thought we were going to break it. Didn't break it quick enough for me, so I hopped out, but it did break the 80 level, popped up about 10 points. We just broke above all these strong imbalances in the 80s and 90s. Just ripped up to 40. Nothing but buy imbalances, building up for quite some time now. So I guess the word just finally came out. The Supreme Court is not gonna issue a decision on the tariffs today. I went for a long right as this 1-minute candle was closing, looking for it to make it up to the S2 pivot, which it just did. It popped up about 4 or 5 points and I hit the market close, And when I hit the market close button, it actually closed me out for -1 point, I think. But at least I don't have to worry about any more news today. See if I can find some good opportunities here. Got some green on green action here. Finally broke above the 20 SMA with tons of delta to the upside on the ES and the NQ. We've had a nice push up here. Got this really strong washout signal up here. Got an 8 washout on this candle. After the close, dropped down over 15 points. Had point of control up into the wick here. Got a big sell imbalance that got trapped up here as well. Just grabbed a short back here. Got around 6 points. We had a big sell imbalance stuck at the bottom. When we broke, waited for a little pullback. We still had a lot of negative delta coming in. -190 on the NQ, -634 on the ES. Hopped in short. Could have easily got my full 10 points there, but happy with my 6. Just grabbed another 5 points long. We had this imbalance signal back here. We had some decent delta coming in on both the NQ and the ES. Pushing above the S2. We were starting to wick on the 5-minute. Point of control was down into the wick. Grabbed along right above S2. It did go for the full 10 points, but when I hit market close, I think I got 5 or 6 there. Got a big imbalance down at 640. Got some room down to the 20 SMA on the 1-minute. That could be a good trade. If this area holds and we start wicking, that'll be pretty bullish. All right, the 40 area held with this big sell imbalance. We're wicking up. 5-minute candle just closed. Point of control down on the wick. But we have big wicks on both sides. That's pretty indecisive. I would still look to short if we drop below 40 here. All right, that 40 level just broke. Tons of negative delta coming in as it's breaking. Definitely popped down over 10 points there. I thought about putting a sell order right at 39. We just popped down 20 points. So that's one example of how to use the MMT fluxometer. I was looking at that 40 level for quite some time before the trade actually triggered. And no, I do not take every single trade that I see throughout the day. I'm trying to hold out for the best of the best. Check out this 5-minute candle. Huge full body candle to the downside. 84% negative imbalances. Pretty decently strong negative delta. Right after the close, we just dropped down 30 points. I got my eye on this pivot point S3, 430 to 390 area with all these key levels back here, if we make it down that far. All right, I got into one more long. Check out the delta on the ES. Started coming in at 311, then 711, then 1100. When I saw it staying above whole number, I got into a long, cashed out for 5 or 6 points. It did end up going the full 10 points. We've been pretty bearish today. Didn't want to hold it too long. But the FLOWSTACK been coming through today with delta for the NQ and the ES, as well as the double Heikin-Ashi condition. We got red candles when the NQ and the ES are both bearish on the Heikin-Ashi, and we got green candles when the NQ and the ES are both bullish on the Heikin-Ashi. I've also been using the MMT fluxometer to catch some trade with these imbalance levels and these imbalance percentages. I stepped away to make some breakfast, but check it out. Bearish on the double Heikin-Ashi, closing below the 20, negative percentage. This candle comes in, even stronger negative percentage, lots of negative delta, getting a nice move down. This 5-minute candle closed very strongly bearish, 88% negative imbalances. After the close of this candle, we just popped down 50 points. So we got this pretty big drop, had a bunch of divergence coming in. We started going bullish on both the NQ and the ES. Percentages picked up, and then the double Heikin-Ashi went bullish. Got an imbalance signal to the upside. After the close of that candle, popped up over 20 points in 2 minutes. Just got caught up chatting with a friend, but I was looking for a short. See this level on the Delta profile? This is from the MMT Greek profile. We had a level of previous strong selling right up at 85. We came right up into that level, just sold off 30 points. It's a little bit after 12. I'm gonna call it a day. I ended up taking another long when we pulled down to the S3 pivot back here. Double Heikin-Ashi went bullish, got an imbalance signal to the upside, some pretty strong delta. Then we had a nice move up, came back down, pretty much right to the S3 pivot, Get another rejection. This is the area I was looking at the higher time frame earlier, between 430 and 390. Up pretty good in the accounts. Anyone that's out there using code MonkeyMan is the absolute best. Thanks so much for your support. There are links to all the MMT indicators in the description. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. I wish you best of luck in your trading. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.